like entails every tools that we need in order to achieve this. So as you can all see my screen, this is just like a chart of what data engineering is. We are for here
Sorry,
now. We
Doyin.
have our
Sorry, Doyin. Can you go like 1 minute? I just started recording. I missed recording. So please, can you just start again now? So I just started
okay,
recording.
okay. I said today we'll be looking at data engineering with Excel. And before you can achieve that, you have to relate it with Power Query because it's Power Query one of the Excel package that we use to achieve this. So we must be conversant with Excel very well and how to use the Power Query. And looking at this chart now, this diagram here is basically the how data is being moved from one source to another. Because for example, let me just try and explain what this graph is and we go to the explanation. Like here now we have our source here. We have different type of data source. Then the Power Query, this is just a format of the Power Query, which consists of the ETL and the model and straight to the reports, which we normally see like our chart, just the normal chart that we do see around just to illustrate some data and all. But in the looking at the explanation, we want to look at the part one now. Data engineering is the discipline of designing, building, and managing the infrastructure, pipelines, and processes that allow for the efficient collection, storage, and transmission of data. So, looking at this diagram now with everything that we have here, we talk about the is the discipline of designing and building. Before we can embark on any project as a data analyst, you have to look at what you want to achieve. Firstly, we have different type of data source that we can actually get data from. We can get data from the web, from API. We can web scrape as well. Go to internet, probably you want to web scrape from Wikipedia. That one is achievable. Or you have a database that you want to connect to your Excel. Now, for all those things, it follows some processes. There is no way you can actually pull data from another place to the other without following the normal procedure. So that's why it's very good to design what you want to achieve. According to what we have here, you need to design. Then later on, you build, you manage the infrastructure. And most especially, pipeline is very, very important because pipeline serves as a guideline of where the data will move, like the movement of the data. It's just like the expressway. Once you are probably you are going from you are going to Ikeja from, let me say, from Maryland. You know that normal road there. That is a normal. Let me say that is a pipeline that for every movement of data that you are passing across, it must pass through that format. So, for example, now probably you are getting a data from a web. From web, you connect it to your Excel using Power Query, and we have this, which is ETL. We have this, which is ETL. So I will try to explain this later on as time goes on. Then after on, the processes that allow for the efficient collection, storage, and transmission of data. So there are some instances that probably you don't really need, there's no like a necessity that you have to build dashboard depending on what you want to achieve. So if you are getting data from any of these, we have different sources. I just have to apply this out. So probably you are trying to get data from this and you move it to your Excel. It's not necessary that you have to create dashboard. Probably you want to send the data to a particular database. You have different database online. I will get to that as well and try to explain so that we get more knowledge about that. So it is the backbone of data analytics and business intelligence, ensuring that raw data is transformed into structure and usable format. Now, there's something we call structured data and unstructured data. So for like today, we'll be dealing with more of structured data. So with the power of data engineering, it will make sure that for every data that is being passed across a particular pipeline, it follows the same format. It follows the same format. So probably you are pulling data from web here down to a particular, probably a report or a database. Now, just the way you structured it, the data will continue to pass through that mode, like through that pipeline, just the way you design it already. So that is that for the introduction, like the definition of what data engineering is. So let's look at the key components of data engineering. The number one is data collection. So before you want to work as a data engineer in analytics, like data engineering, you are to the first thing you have to be good at is data collection and injection. It's just like the same thing. So that is the process of you gathering data from different sources. Just like what I have here. These are some of us I just have to outline. So it is either you get data from the cloud, a database, Excel sheet itself, or web. So these are examples of we have so many of data source. So you can actually get gather data from this. That is number one component, which is data source. The number two is data storage. Now, for example, after pulling this data, probably your company asks you to get the data from a particular website and store it in your database. So that is another component of data engineering. So you getting data from everything, probably from Excel sheets or a database. You can move the data using that same process and store it into another database. For example, you can actually pull data from a web. Okay, for let's say for example now we are talking about database here. There is something we call Microsoft Azure where you are there's a database there, or even Databricks. Databricks has internal database. You can actually pull data from that database, pass through this process, and save it to your own database. It might be probably for your personal project or for your company project. You understand? So that is that. Then number three is data transformation and cleaning, which is very, very important. Data transformation and cleaning. There are so many data comes in so many ways, just like what we have here. Just like what we have here. You notice that this is what we used last week during the last class. So you can see the way this how rough this data is. You can see how rough it is. So whenever we talk about data transformation, we can't work with this because it's messy. We can't work with this. When looking at this, we are seeing Lexus IS 250, 4W, the price. You know, it's not really arranged to our taste. So that is when transformation comes in and cleaning. That's where transformation comes in and cleaning. And whenever we are talking about cleaning itself, whenever you are talking about cleaning, that is where this comes to play. ETL. And whenever we talk about ETL, ETL means export, transform, and load. It means extract, you have to transform, and you have to load. So this is what it means. So you pulling data from a particular source is export. You are exporting it into your own environment. Then the next thing for you is to transform just the way you want it to be. That's what we'll be doing today. We are going to pull that data from the online and transform it. Then after transforming it, probably you want to load it to a particular database, or you still want to have it in your Excel sheet. That is so it depends on what you are being asked to do. So that is what we call ETL. So that is where this data transformation and cleaning comes in. And the next one is data pipeline. Just like what I explained the other time, this is the pipeline. So this is just like a process. This is just like a process. So whenever we talk about data pipeline automation, so for example, just like our data here, you can see how messy it is. So you are going to get to a case that you are going to clean it up and transform it. Now, for every data that will be coming in again, you understand? Because let me get the end goal of this. Okay, we have been like 4,000 rows here. We have like 4,000 rows here. So probably later on there are additional addition of data like this be added to it. You understand? So based on the structure we already placed down, we don't need to do any cleaning again. We don't really need to do any cleaning again because that data will continue to pass through that process. Continue to pass through that process. And the automation, that is what we call data pipeline automation because it has been automated already using your Power Query. The data as it's coming in, it's going to get cleaned based on the instruction you've already passed. And that's how it's going to be. So the next one is scalability and performance optimization. So just like this one ensures that data processing system can handle large scale. So this scalability is just like, there's a level of data that comes in into Excel. But based on the way you already optimized everything, it's going to make sure that the performance is very high. So there will no need for probably there is lagging in your Excel sheet. Then the last one is data governance. So this is what we call security. So there are some companies that really patronize this very well. They really patronize this very well because there must be a high level of security in your data, especially in your database, so that any other person who have access to it, who have access to it. So I don't know, probably there is any question before I proceed. Okay, in case of none, so let me continue. Then the next one, I want to look at.
Sorry, Mr. Adedoyin, there'll be questions like after 30 minutes, so you can just continue.
Okay,
All
so
right.
the next one is we want to look at the introduction to Power Query. We want to look at the introduction to Power Query. What is Power Query itself? So Power Query is a data transformation and preparation tool within Excel sheet that allow users to connect, clean, and also reshape and combine data from multiple sources without using complex formula or VBA. So there are some cases that probably from this database now. Let me open my. Okay, just for example, let's use this. This database, it might be only probably a two tables. You understand? I need to put the data.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, I did doing. Thank you.
Can you hear me? Mr. Adedoyin. Uh,
I think we lost him. Okay. Okay, he's back. Hello,
I
doing.
can hear. I can hear
You're
you.
back.
Yes, I can hear you.
okay.
We lost you for a moment. I think.
Okay, I don't know. Probably I can just go back. Where exactly? Okay, let me start
Let's
from.
start with the introduction to Power Query.
Okay. Just like our data introduction to data engineering, yeah, it's just like almost similar. So I said Power Query is a data transformation and preparation tool within Microsoft Excel that allows user to connect. So we can use it to connect to multiple sources. We use it to clean data. We use it to reshape to our taste and combine data from multiple sources. So there are some instances that you need to put data from different sources together and you join it. So without using a complex formula or VBA. So that is that. And let's look at the key features of Power Query. So let's look at the key features. Number one is data connectivity. That's one of the most important of Power Query. You have access to connect to multiple sources. So you can connect to your Excel file, you can connect to your CSV, your SQL database, APIs, and your cloud service. Then you can also do your data transformation there. That is, you clean data by removing duplicates. We change data types. We replacing missing values and more. So for here, I will try to explain more on this data transformation. There are some instances that your data comes in different formats or different data type. In a data world, there's something we call data type. So in this data type, it comes. I'll try to explain so that we can actually understand what is really mean here. So we have different type of data type. There is something we call some string. So they are also see as character, or let's say sentence. You can call it as word sentences. So this is a data type. Number one. So you can say that, for example, that's just like what I said the other time. Today we'll be dealing with structured data, and data come in different type of data type. So which you really need to understand very well. Now, whenever we talk about type, string and word and sentences, it's just like our normal word that we have. For example, here, let's look at our data here. This reserve camera navigation system, brand new, is a sentences, is a word. You understand? So that is a data type itself. And at the same time, you also have, let's say number two, so have integer. It's also see as word. I say word, numbers. You also call it numbers. So depending on the way you see it, so we call it number. So this, for example, let me say 1, 23, 100, 500, etc. So that is that. Let me give an example here. I am a boy, comma, or car, or Toyota. So we have a data type here, which is string. It's also known as word and sentences, and we also have integer, which is also known as what, number. And another one here, we also have something we call decimal. Decimal. So this decimal is different from number. You can have something like 1.23. 1.23. You can also have something like 23.45 etc. etc. So that is that. And we also have another one which we call date. So that sometimes that our data comes in a date format. It just like what we normally have. It comes with year 2025. 2025. Then today is March, and the next one is today's date is 08. 08. So as you can see, this is very, very important for us to know, because whenever you are working with data, you need to understand the data type, how the data is coming in, because it will actually give you an insight on how to deal with the data itself. For example, now this price, we have something like a word here, and also have something like an alphabet here. So once we get to Power Query, I will try to explain more, go further more in that. And this one as a type, this column here is also a word, just like what I explained the other time. This description also. This description also is also a word. So let's continue. So that is about data type. And replacing values. Probably okay, we'll get to that. At the same time, automation, save transformation steps so that they can refresh automatically when new data is added, just like what I explained the other time. So once we're adding new data to it, but based on the pipeline you already designed, the data will continue to move using that same sequence, that same method. So that's that. Then integration with Power BI. Power Query is also the primary data transformation tools in Power BI, just like we have it in the Excel sheet. We also have it in Power BI. So they are just like a few changes there, but both of them perform the same function. Both of them perform the same function. Now, let's look at the use cases of Power Query in data engineer. Cleaning and transforming messy data set before analysis, merging and appending multiple tables from different sources, extracting and formatting data for visualization, and automating repetitive data preparation tasks. So that is that. Let's go to our part 2. That is importing and connecting to data. Number 1, we have importing data from Excel sheet. So we will be giving us some example now, and I want you to follow me so that you understand what I'm doing here. Okay, so now I want to look at importing data from Excel. We want to look at how you can connect to different sources. How you can connect to different sources, and I want you to follow me on how to import data from different sources. The first one we have here is importing data from Excel. You can see my Excel sheet here is very blank. So whenever you want to import data from Excel sheet, you go to your data here. Now you can see you go to your data here. Now we have different. I will try to explain some that are very, very useful here, and there are some that as time goes on we use it. We have to get data here. Now this is from file. Probably you want to get it from a file. Number 1, we have our from Excel workbook. We have from text CSV. We have from XML, from JSON, from PDF, from folder, from SharePoint folder. The next one is from database. So you can also connect, you can also get data from a database. You understand? You can get from your SQL Server database, that is SSMS. You can get from a Microsoft Access database. You can get from your, we have different databases here. We have different databases based on what we are actually using. You have the PostgreSQL database here. You can also get from your Azure. That is from Azure SQL database, from Azure HD Insight, so on and so forth. So I'll just I advise you to explore at your own leisure time. We have from online services, so on and so forth. So at the same time, you can also get data from websites. So I'll just focus on how to go about it one after the other. So let's check how to get data from Excel sheets. You come to get data here. Then after you get data, you click on from file. Then from file, you come down to from Excel workbook. Then you open it. So once you open it, it will bring out your pop up your your PC folder. So you know where you want to get the data from. So I'm getting mine from this. And at the same time, you can. There are sometimes that the data won't come in Excel format. So just click on all files. Okay. So let me import this one of the data, for example. Let me import the text results.
Sorry, sir. Please, can you take that again?
So I will come back again on how to import data from Excel sheets, just as number 1. You come to get data here, and you can get data from your this our home. Whenever you open your Excel sheet page, so this home, this data. Click on data, then after data, you come here, click on get data. So once you click on get data, you click on file, from file. Then after from file, you click on from Excel workbook. Then from that Excel workbook, it's going to pop up your own PC folder stuff. Then you know where you save the data, so you just go there straight. So I save mine here. You can see that it's bringing out no item match your search. So just come down here and see, click on all files. All files. You can see that I have like 3 data sets here. So let me just use this for example. Let me import. And immediately you import, it's going to take you straight to Power Query. So this Power Query. So it's going to give you an insight on how the data looks. You can see the data comes with load ID and profit, and we have everything here. You understand? And at the same time,
Sorry,
it's
sir.
giving you the
Sorry. Yeah,
Okay.
so you want to use like 2 minutes to 3 minutes to answer their questions, and then you just continue.
Okay.
Okay. Please, if you have any questions, drop them in the chat box. So in the chat box, there are some questions. I think one question. If you have any other question, please drop them. Let's just attend to them now. So somebody was asking a question regarding data governance and data security.
Okay. Okay, so about that, whenever we talk about data governance, just like what I explained the other time, is about giving your data security, high level security, so that other people who have access to it. There are so many times that you really need to provide security for your data, just for you to make it safe and inaccessible by external factor. So that is that. Any other question?
Okay, some people are raising their hands. Okay, what's your name? Damilola. You can drop your question. Okay, it will do that again before it goes to somebody says, can you show them how to get data from web?
Sure, you are getting there. It's just one step at a time. You can get data from the first, so I will put us through on how to do that. One step at a time.
Okay, she said her question was actually for you to differentiate between data governance and data security.
Both of them are the same. They work hand in hand. Whenever we talk about data governance and data security.
So I think that's all for now. You can just go ahead and continue.
Thank you. Thank you, Dara. So let's go. Okay. So let's do that again. Let's get data from CSV. So you come here, you follow the same procedure. Locate where you save your data. Then let me import this so that you can see. And it will be good straight to Power Query. Okay, so this is it. This is how the data looks. Now, this is always like automatically it will be in comma, like it will separate each column by comma. So that is the delimiter, and based on the first 200 rows, you can see how it's going to look like. Now, you can actually view how the data looks here. You can view how it looks. We have our rows, we have the order ID, we have the order date, we have the ship date, we have the ship mode, etc. So just like what I explained the other time, you can see that this data come in string, in word. You have an alphabet here and a number. So this one come in word. This one is rule ID. It come in what? In numbers. Are you see? This one come in date format. So you really need to understand all the concepts, different type of data that we have. Then later on, you can come here. We have load and load to. Now this load will automatically load it direct to your Excel sheet. Load it to Excel sheet. Why this transform data will take us to Power Query? So that is the difference between the two. So let's just load it. Let's load it to Excel sheet. I'm going to show us loading to Power Query. Okay, as you can all see, this is to Excel sheet. You can also see the data here. We have our rule ID, order date, ship mode, then customer ID. So, and at the same time, probably you want to view it in your Excel sheet before you shift to Power Query. All you have to do is to come here. You come here. Can you see Superstore tray? You double click it. Once you double click, it will bring it down to Power Query. Okay, so this Power Query. This Power Query. So here we are going to explain each function of some that you'll be using and some that as time goes on, you can actually make use of it as well. So here is close and load. Now, what this close and load will do is it will take you back to your Excel sheet. So that is probably after your manipulation, data cleaning. Just click on that. It will bring you back here. So let's go back. So we have our Power Query here again.
We started doing. Can you share the data set you're using in the chat box so others can get access to it, please?
Okay. I will do that during the question and answering so that it won't really take much of time.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have our refresh preview here. So that is probably going to refresh all data. So let's click on it. It's going to refresh everything. Then we have our manage here. Probably want to delete a duplicate. Then we have choose column format. You probably want to add a new column, remove column, keep rows. You want to remove row, or you want to split a column. So we are going to use most of all these things. And at the same time, this your transform button here. You go by, you use first rule as header. Probably this rule, you can say that we have our first rule as header already. There are some cases that this rule ID will be number one. This other ID will be number one. You understand? So all you have to do is just you do that. Use first rule as the header. So that is that. And another thing is add column. Probably want to add column. We have different type of adding column. Column, for example, we have the custom column, we have the conditional column. Probably want to duplicate a column. No worry, as time goes on, we are going to embark on that as well. So we're doing more of that, and we have our view. So, and at the same time, so that is that. Just like what I explained the other time, you come here, for example, you want to really know more details about this particular column. You right click. Once you right click, for you to detect the type of data type it is, once you right click here, you come to change type. You can see that the column comes in date format. It comes in what? In date format. We have our decimal number here, the currency, whole number, percentage. These are the different formats whereby data comes in Excel. So for example, let's click on here, change type. You can see that it comes in text. Text also means word and sentences. So for every step we'll be doing, for example, now let's try and copy this column. Let's duplicate this column. So after duplicating it, you notice that we have our look at the first go here, 11/8/2016.
Sorry, sir. Sorry, please. Can you take it slowly again, please? Some people are not following.
Okay. Let me remove this. Okay, so let me use this as an example. Let's look at this row. So probably you want to duplicate a row. I want to show us something. So right click, you duplicate a row. That column, I mean. So after duplicating the column, for every step you are doing, like any of your step of data manipulation here, you will have it here. You will have it here. So it's going to, like what I did now, I duplicated a column. You can see it here. Probably there was an error in the process. You can actually come here and cancel it. Now, once you cancel it, you notice that there's no duplicated column here again. So what this shows is that it's going to outline all the steps one after the other in your data cleaning and transformation. And at the same time, this is the name of your data set. You are going to have the name here. So that is that. Let's look at this column again. Let's look at the type. You can see that this one also comes in text. So there's some time that we need to change the data type of a particular column. But as time goes on, we get to that as well. So let's close and apply. So that is that. That is how to import data from from Excel file. So let's go to how to import data from. Okay, let me open here. How to probably you already have your Excel sheet. You have your Excel sheet available already on your Excel environment. Okay, let me open this. Okay, let's look at this. Let's look at this. You can see that I opened this without using our normal format, our data, get data from Excel sheet. I just open it direct. So how can you move this to Power Query? You can actually move this to Power Query without going to get data from file, from Excel workbook. You understand? So the process way and the easiest way to do that, can come here, come to your data. From your home, you come to your data here. Then from here, you click on from table range. From table range. So once you click here, it's going to highlight. You can see the link here. It's going to highlight everything. Then you click OK. As you can see, we have our what? We have our Power Query. So it's as simple as that.
I'm sorry, please. Can you just do that again, please? Can you do that again, please? Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so let me cancel it. Okay, let's assume that I want to open this Excel, like want to open direct from our Excel sheet, from Excel sheet to Power Query. Just click on your data, double click on it. So you can see this is our Excel sheet. So from your Excel sheet, you can actually highlight everything here so that you can see the column very well and all the data in the rows. After that, you come to your data. You can see from your ribbon, you locate your data. So these are our data here. Then from data, there's a ribbon word here which is from table and range. From table / range, just click on it. Okay, so now it's going to bring out a instruction. Where is the data from your table? So this will actually highlight everywhere. Or probably you don't want to like you want to work probably with some particular column, you can edit it here. Then my data as the header. So our header is employee ID or start date. Title, that is the header, that is the column header. So you click on OK. So once you click on OK, here we are. So we have our Power Query here. You have our Power Query here. So you can actually view again, look at it, okay, look at it. You can see. Then after that, probably after your data process cleaning and all, you come here again, you close and apply. So that is that. So let's go to how to get data from web. How to get data from web. So let me remove this. Okay, so you can see that we have a clean Excel sheet here. So this is our data, the data we'll be using. This is what we used last week. This is what we used last week. Now, and just like what I used to tell people, whenever you are working with the data, try to understand each column. So you understand the column will actually give you an insight on how to deal with it. Now, this column comes with price, type, description. So this is a data from GG. It was actually web from GG. Now, this is the price of the car. This is the type, probably is a foreign use, a local use, foreign use. and this is description. So probably want to get data from this particular spreadsheet. We have two formats. Let me say you just have it's a normal format, but it comes in different way. There are sometimes that the spreadsheet might be locked. Probably you do have access to it. It might be locked. So let's deal with the one that is being locked first. Let's see this. Okay, so you come to your file. You come to your file. Then from your file, you come to share. Okay, this it has been unlocked. Okay, you come to your share. Then from your share, you come to publish to web. Publish to web. So click on publish to web. Then after publish to web, you come here. Look at it. This is our entire sheet. You want to import the entire sheet. Now, you change here from web page to CSV. So after changing it from CSV, you come here, you copy it, copy the link. Then after that, this, for example, probably the data set is not being logged online. You understand? Probably it's not being logged. So you come here, you come to your data again. You come to your data. So we have our get data here. Once you have our get data here, we are not using this. Not using any of this. But you can actually, most of all these things that we need are outside. You can actually use the inside platform. You can see from web, or you can actually use here, depending on your choice. So let's click from web. So after from web, you come here, you copy and paste the link. Now note, the link must end with CSV. Then later on, you leave it in your basic. There's nothing to do in your advanced, you just leave it in your basic. Then you click OK. And let's wait. Let's wait. So it's connecting to our connection.
Sorry, Mr. Adedoyin, please, can you take the data locking and then the web sharing again, please?
Sure, I'm going to do that. But I just want to, after this, I'll go back again.
Alright.
So, as you can all see, we have our column 1 here, which is our title. We have our column 2 here, which is our price. We have our column 3 here, which is our type. We have our column 4 here, which is our what? Our description. So that is to get from web. Let's cancel it. Please signify if you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, sorry for that. Okay, I'll take that again. So just come to file. From file, you go to share, publish to web. Then after that, you come here, click on your comma separated value, that is CSV. You come here, you copy it. Just copy the link. to your Excel. So your Excel, you go to your data, you click on from web. You click on from web. Then you paste the link there. You click OK. So let's wait for the connection. Okay, I saw a question. Someone said that why must the extension when sharing the web document be in CSV? Okay, CSV will actually give you an insight on the data, like because it's going to separate every data by column. I mean by comma. So you can see with CSV, you can most of the data come in CSV format. So just for you to make it very easy for you in working, we just have to use the extension, the CSV. So you can see then, just like what I explained the other time, we have the load. Probably you want to load it direct to your Excel sheet, or you want to go straight to your Power Query. So whenever you want to go straight to your Power Query, you click on transform data. Okay, we have our data here. You can see how messy it is. You can see how messy it is. You can't do anything with this data. We need to do some cleaning. So before we get to that, let me cancel this. Before we get to that, okay, let's go back again. So before we go, let's assume the spreadsheet is logged. Let's assume it's logged. So there's sometimes that you might not have access to download it, you understand, or have access to link it. The reason why we are using that link is for the automation. You know, when I was explaining that time, I was trying to give us the key features of Power Query and data engineering. I talk about data pipeline and automation. So the essence of you using direct from a particular website of source of data to your Excel sheet, I can actually download it. It's very good. But whenever you are dealing with automation, you have to use it direct from the source. Now, the reason why that is, in case there's additional data coming into this spreadsheet, it will automatically refresh in your Power Query. That is the basic importance of it. So for what I'll be doing now, I won't download it. I won't download the Excel sheet. I'll be using it like directly from the link. You understand? In case you want to change any words here, once you change it, it will reflect. You understand? So we get to that as well. So let's assume that the spreadsheet is logged and you don't have access to copy, because once it's logged, you won't be able to have access to this publish to web. All you have to do is to come here, come to the link, just copy. Just copy. So once you copy this, come to your for some of us, ChatGPT, just come here. Just come here. You can see convert this link to CSV format. Paste the link. You can see paste the link and send. So once you paste the link, it's going to automatically give you modified link for you. So once it's been modified, you click on copy. So once you click on copy, follow the same process from web. From web, you paste. Okay. You can see we have our data here. Then let's load it. Okay, so that is that. You can see we have our data here. You can see we have our data here. So that is that. And the next one is connecting to database. So I have a particular database here which I would like us to use together. So let me just open there's one database here that I have. This is SQL Server database. SQL Server database. So I want to show us how to connect from your database to your Excel sheet as well. Don't forget that we are still in our our part 2. how to collect data from different sources. Okay, let's wait. It's still coming up. Okay, so we have this is my database here. Now, whenever you want to connect, it's going to come like this. So whenever you want to connect to your Excel, all you have to do is to copy this link. There is always a link provided in the database. That is your server name. This is my own server name. All I have to do is to just copy. All I have to do is copy. Now, let's look at this. Okay, I have my, let's look at my database here. Some of the data that I have here. Okay, I have a project and a tutorial class. Okay, let's minimize that. Let's come to our Excel sheet. Okay. So we want to connect to our database here. All you have to do is to click on your data again. Once you click on the data, you come here, get data. Then you put to from database. Now, you must be able to know the name of the database you are using. Like just like the one I opened the other time is SSMS. So after that, you come here from SQL Server database, click on it. So let's wait. Okay, so we have our server name, just like what I copied the other time. You paste it here. Use my server name. Click OK.
Sorry, please, sir. You can take this step again, probably when you're done. Some people are
Okay,
kind
okay.
of lost. Yeah.
Okay. I will do that again. So let's just wait for the connection. It's trying to connect. Okay, now. So here we are, but I'm going to walk us through it again. Okay, for example, that you have a database. This is SSMS, or a database. That is for some people that are always working work with my SQL stuff like that. So this is my own particular database that I have here too. Let me disconnect. Okay, let me connect again. So all you have to do is to copy this server name. Copy it. Copy it. So once you copy it, go to your Excel sheet. So from your Excel sheet, locate your ribbon, your data and your ribbon again. And you see, click on get data. So from get data, you go to from database, from SQL Server, click on it. Then all you have to do is to do what? You paste. You paste the server name there. Then you click OK. Then you wait for it to connect to your source. Okay, now let's look at this. We have two databases here, project and tutorial class. We have project and tutorial class here. So if you are to extend this table, let's wait for it. Okay, while waiting for it, let's go to our Excel sheet. Okay, let's extend this one too. Project. Just give it time. It's trying to connect. Okay, let's give it time. Let's give it time. Okay, you can actually see from here as well. It's loading. So I think that is where the problem comes from. So let's give it time. Let's give it time.
Okay, when we give it time to load, maybe we should take questions. It's
Okay.
yeah. So please, if you have any questions, you can drop it in the chat box now. Let's attend to them. Please drop your questions in the chat box. Let's attend to them now. We just have 2 minutes to do that. How do we carry out data governance on Excel?
How do we carry?
Adekunle says, how do we carry out data governance on Excel?
Okay, we get to that. Towards the end of the class, we get to that.
Adekunle, get to that.
Okay, so let me just. Okay, continue with you.
One more question. Must the database be on the same system you are working with?
No. You don't have to. You don't have to. That is the essence of a data engineer. The data can be from the source can be from anywhere. Once you get the link, the required link to collect the two software together, you are good to go. You are good to go.
Okay. One more question. Okay, two more. Are we importing data from SQL to Excel with that process, or from Excel to SQL? From SQL
Okay.
to Excel. Yeah.
There is always a process. That is what I'm trying to do here. So we can actually import data from Excel to SQL, and we can also import from SQL to Excel. But what I'll be dealing today is from your SQL, from your database SQL to Excel, because this is not database class. Okay, so let's try to connect. I think that is working fine now. Let's come to get data source. Database. This SQL Server database. That's what I'm using. So let's click on it. So let's paste the link. Okay. Okay, so tutorial class. Now, this is my database here. You can see the table I have here. I have California, customer, detailed data set, employee, manual, order taking, students, student generation, so on and so forth. You can see the list of my table there. Now come to your CSV as well. You see that I have the same table here, the same table. Now, there are some cases that we want to import two tables at the same time. You want to import two tables at the same time. I can actually use it to import one. Once I click on one like this, it's going to give me the preview. You can see, and I will do what? Load. What if I want to
We started doing kindly unmute. You're currently muted. Please unmute.
okay, can you all hear me? Please signify if you can hear me.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. So let's try to preview it how it look like. Okay, let's just load it because it's really taking time. Okay, let's look at the employee. The employee here we have EID, employee name, sales made. So let's check probably is correct. Okay, you can see that we also have the same format data here. Employee ID, employee name, sales made. So just the same way, you understand? So you can actually import multiple table together, or you can import one depending on what you want to do. Let's import multiple table together, and let's say. So I'll just click on load. So the essence of we connecting to a database as it is probably you created a pipeline for your chat. I mean for your dashboard. So any changes you are making here, you automatically for any changes you are making here, we automatically reflect here. You understand? It will automatically reflect here. So let's wait for this to come up. The reason why it's really like that is from here. I think that the connection is not that strong. So okay, let's wait a little bit. And I think hope you all understand how to move data from like I tried to explain like four sources now. So it's as simple as that and very, very straightforward. All you have to do is just to revise. It's very important to revise. So you can download from you can practice, go to cargo.com, download data, practice at your own leisure time. So the more you practice, the more you get used to all these things. Don't let us limit it to only Saturday class. I think there is always a recording video after each class. Download it, watch it, and also practice. So while waiting for this brother here, let's continue. So that is that. That is the end of part 2. Now, data transformation and techniques. Data transformation and techniques. Number one is removing unwanted rows. Unwanted rows. I would like us to wait for this because you'll be making your use of this border here. Okay, let me just cancel it. I will still come back to this because I will be doing some sort of automation. So I'm coming back to this later. I'm just trying to create a background before we start the project itself. Okay. Let me close this as well. So at the end of the class, we'll come back to this. Okay.
Sorry, so please, can you share the data set to them now?
Okay. Okay.
So and I would like them to like have a little class exercise, if you don't mind.
Okay. Sure.
Mm. So you can just give them a little class exercise just for like 5-10 minutes to be sure that everybody is following. Then you can just pick few people, like 1 or 2 people, to share their screen and show you what they do before you go to the next exercise.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank
Okay.
you.
A data set has been shared to our WhatsApp group. So all you have to do is to download it. Once you download it, import it using the from Excel workbook format. Then once you import it from the Excel workbook format, take it to Power Query and let me see. So because you know some people to display their screen, show on how they are following up. So let's do that, please. I hope you all understand what I asked us to do.
Please come
Okay,
again.
I will come again. I will come again. A data set has been shared to the WhatsApp group. So all you have to do is to save it to your PC where you want to save it, any location, save it there. So I don't want you to import it directly just by double clicking on it. I want you to go to your Excel sheet, then you import it using the Power Query format. Click on get data and just import it using the CSV from CSV workbook format. So I don't want you to duplicate it from your desktop. I don't want you to do that. Okay, let me see this person. Okay, Solomon for where? Okay. Please just come to the chat section and let me know if you are ready to share yours. We have limited time to do that, please. Yes, I'm doing the. Yeah, I stopped sharing my screen just to allow some that are ready to show theirs. That's why I stopped sharing it.
Solomon, please go ahead and share. I thought I gave permission already. Solomon, please go ahead and share again. Great. Please, you have to explain to the class.
I hope you can hear me. Okay, so this is the way my book looks. I'm using a MacBook, maybe that's why it looks slightly different. Then get data, Excel workbook, browse. The one we just, oh, it's not allowing the CSV file. The reason why it's not letting me click on the CSV file.
I think you should try importing CSV file.
Exactly.
You selected Excel instead of CSV.
Okay, let me try that. Oh yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. So next. All right. So I just load, and there we are. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you. I'll stop sharing my screen now.
To Power Query, that is just a normal Excel sheet. I asked you to take it to Power Query so that you can view how it is look like there.
To Power Query, okay. Let me just complete that then. Data, and I can just launch Power Query. Is it yeah?
Okay, good. That is good. Thank you. Thank you.
Can I go ahead and share mine?
Can one more person share more, or that's all you are taking? Doing.
Okay. So let me share my screen again.
Oh, I'm saying, can one more person share, or that's all? You just want one person, right?
Okay, let's just
Joshua
wait for
wants to
one more
share.
person. Let me
Okay,
wait for
Joshua,
one
please
more
share.
person.
Joshua, share. Joshua, please share. We're only taking Joshua. Then you can drop your. Can't take one.
If Joshua is not sharing, can I share mine?
Please go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay. So I have my CV, I'll close it on. Okay. Okay. I have my file open and it's saved in my download. So if I go to data, get, my file is a CSV file. So it's saved. This is my file. So transform data. Which will take me to Power Query. I think that's all.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
So we can go ahead now, right, Mr. Dede?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Dara. Okay, please simplify. You can see my screen.
Can I see your
You
screen, sir?
Yes.
Okay.
That's it.
So, okay. So we want to look at the part three, data transformation and techniques. So this we want to look at different type of data transformation that we have. So how we can transform our data and all. Number one is removing unwanted columns and rows. Unwanted columns and rows. So let me get a particular, let me work with a particular data here. Just for example. Okay. Okay, so the reason why we, okay, let me come again. Okay, removing unwanted rows. Now, when we are working with Power Query, raw data often contain unnecessary columns. You understand, or rows. So removing them are very, very important. And the reason why we do all this is to improve performance and efficiency. It's to improve performance and efficiency and also improve accuracy. We improve accuracy. And another reason why we perform this is it reduces the file size. Removing some unwanted rows and column will just like what I said, it will give us accuracy of the insights of what we really want to gain. And it actually reduce the file size to some extent. So you won't have something like your system hanging and all. And it's also a short trainer. It makes it more readable for analysis. So that is the reason why you have to do all this removing unwanted rows, removing columns. And the steps I will just guide us on how to go about that. So let's go back to our Excel. So we have our Power Query here. Okay, hold on. Okay, so this is our Power Query here. Let's assume okay, let's look at this. Okay. Looking at the another thing is whenever you are in a Power Query here, it's very essential, just like our IDA. Most time in the data set, ID are always unique. So it's very hard to see a duplicate in ID because mostly we use ID to join two tables together. So they are always what? Unique in value. They can't be duplicates in your ID. So it's very, very important to always check, understand the data, just like what I explained the other time. So you can actually come in and see, you can see that when looking at this, these are all the data that all the dates we have there. We click on OK. You come here, click on location, you check everything. So these are the location in this data set. So this data is very clean. It's very clean. You understand? It's very clean. So I try to use okay, let me just try and remove some so that, because I wanted to us to use a data that is not clean before. But let's go ahead. So all you have to do is to choose the column. Once you choose the column, then you select the column that you need. For example, you click here, this is the column, and you want to remove. Now you can come here, transform. So once you click on transform here, we have you can do so many things there. You can rename, you can replace value. We get to that. Now here you can keep rows, we can remove rows. Now probably you click on remove rows. What type of rows you want to remove? Just like what we have here. Once you click here, now you come here, you can remove empty. Probably there's a empty rows here. You come here, you remove empty. So once you remove empty, you can see that it will show us the step that we did here. Because we now have empty rows here, nothing will work out for it. It will just be normal procedure here. So at the same time, you can come here, look at the column again. Now we have a non-value here. So probably you want to view the non-column here. None means empty rows. It means empty rows. You come here. You can see that we don't have any empty rows. This table is empty. We do not have any empty rows here because we filter what you want to see there by none. So we don't have any non-value here. We click again. You come here. You can see. But as time goes on, once we start working with our G data set, I work also on how to remove. So we can actually remove and can replace value. You understand? We can remove and you can also replace. So that is about removing and all. Then another one is, let's go to our PowerPoint here. Is standardizing data format. So this is what it means whenever you are talking about standardizing data format is. Let's go back to our Power Query here. Okay. So for example, we have some let me see okay. There's the way that we can actually standardize our data. With the format is probably you want to convert a particular value to upper. You understand? Probably you want to change the format to the upper, or you want to change the column name to lower, and you want to stream as well. So we'll be looking at that at the same time. So for example, let's look at probably another word of standardizing is we have our date here, we have our time here. So let's duplicate. Let's duplicate. Now we want to extract only. We don't want to see these two together. We're having date here. We're having time. So all you have to do is to come here. You right click. So you just click on transform. So once you transform, it will bring it down. We have the yearly. Probably you want to view it yearly, quarterly, monthly, weekly, day, time only, hours only, minutes, seconds, and text transform. Now, the other time I was trying to, okay, let's just click on, probably want to change it to yearly. Now, click on year. Probably want to start from start of the year or the end of the year. So it depends on the way you want the standard of your data to be. So let's click on year. You can see that now we have only years. So instead of us having this date, month, date, year, and time. So all we have here is what? Year. So this is a way of standardization of the data. You understand? So number one is data date formatting. So this is date formatting. This is an example of what? Date formatting. So that is that. Now let's remove this. Okay, let's leave this. Let's leave this. Now we are in our likely this column. Probably want to change everything to just like what I explained the other time, the uppercase and the lowercase. All you have to do, you just come to your transform data. Now click on uppercase. Now you can see that we have everything in what? In capital letter. In capital letter. And at the same time, you right click, probably want to change it to lowercase. You right click, you transform. You transform. And you do what? You put it in your lowercase. It's still the same. You can see that how it works. You know, I explained the other time the usefulness of this tab here. So probably you want to cancel your process. Once you cancel it, it will come back to your capital letter. Once you cancel the capital letter, it will be your normal format, just the way it was before. So another key area of standardization is okay, I think I've explained dates and also formatting. And at the same time, probably want to trim. Probably there is a space in between a particular word. You come here, you right click again, you click on transform, you click on trim. So you can see because there is no particular the word is already being arranged. So there is no really much work to do in this data set because it's clean. But once we start working on our normal data, this thing, there are so many things we need to do there. So that is that. And let's go to the next one. Now, creating conditional columns. Now, whenever we are talking about conditional columns is, for example, don't worry, as time once we get to our data set, just like what I said the other time, we go more into it because you have so many things to do. Now, creating conditional columns. Example, if sales, we have our sales rows here, we have our what category. This is a conditional column. Now, mostly we use this very well in order to probably want to get an insight of the part. Okay, for example, now we want to increase our probably the end of the company asks us as a data analyst, go to our database, our staff database. We want to increase their salaries based on their performance. So those people that have like more than 7.0 performance, you have to add a particular amount to their salary, and people that are between 5 points to less than 7.0, you add social amount. That is where conditional column, creating conditional column comes in. So, for example, now these are the two columns that we have. This is a conditional column. What is stated here is if sales is greater than, there's something we call if statement. So we use if statement basically whenever you are working with a condition, you are giving it a condition. So that is if A is greater than B, make it C. If C is greater than D, make it E. Something like that. So for if sales is greater, then I, or else we give it what? Low. So this is not really common because we did not insert it the way. If sales is greater than 100, then give it what? I. And if sales is, this one is probably we are working with only two conditions. If sales is greater than let's say 700, if sales is greater than let's say 500, if sales is greater than 500, make it high, else low. 700 is greater than 500, the answer should be high. 300 is less than 500, the answer should be low. 900 is greater than 500, the answer should be what? High. That is conditional columns. Don't worry, we get to that as well. We are going to work on that. And in data transformation again techniques, there's something we call replace value. Replace value for data cleaning. So whenever we are talking about replacing value, let me go back to our Excel sheet. Okay. Let's look at this column location. We have Sonoma country, we have Sonoma country, we have Shasta country. You can actually filter everything here and see the country that we have here. So probably, for example, there's a mistake. This shouldn't be Sonoma. It should be Soma country. All you have to do is to right click here. All you have to do is to right click here. You come here. Where you have with here, you replace values. You come here, you go to the column that you want to work on, click on it, you replace values. So what you want to replace? Now, whenever you are trying to replace value, make sure the spellings are correct. Make sure the spellings are what? Correct. Now, this is Sonoma County. Sonoma County. So you guys click again, replace value. So what do you want to replace? Is going to pop up a question for you. The value to find. Sonoma County. Now, what do you want to replace it with? Let's say Solo Country. Or let's say Sonoma Country. Probably it's supposed to be country and it is county. So this thing we actually replace all the values in the rows. Now you can see that we no longer have Sonoma County again, we now have Sonoma Country. So that's how to replace value. Right click here, come to replace value. Once you come to replace value, it will ask you the value to find and you replace it. So that is that. Then the last one is let's go again. The next one, okay, part 4, data merging and appending. Okay, so before we go to that, let's try and import our data, the data we'll be using today. Okay, just like what I explained before, so let me discard it. Okay, so let's go to our web. Just like the way I explained the other time, so you just come here, file. Okay, so let's just wait.
Hey, try and take that again.
I didn't get that.
Yeah, like try and take it again. So I think someone is lost.
Okay, I've explained this before. So this is getting data from online. Just click on file. Once you click on file, you come to your share, publish to web. Click on publish to web, then you change the web page to CSV. You copy the link, come to your Excel sheet. Then you go to your data and your ribbon section. Then you click on from online source from web. Then you paste the link. Then you click OK. So let's just wait a little bit. Okay, so I have my data here. Let me just load it. Okay. So here now, you'll be looking at data merging and appending. Data merging and appending. So here, what we mean by append? Append. So whenever you are talking about appending, means stacking or combining data from multiple tables or data set vertically, one above, one below the other. One below the other. So let's assume that looking at this, we have our employee ID. We have this is a particular, this is a table A, table B, table A, table B. Now this table A has employee ID of 101 and 102. John Dion, J. Smith, the department ID D1 and D2. Now, in our table B, we have our employee ID as 103, 104, employee name, Alice Brown, Bob Johnson, and department ID, we have D3 and D4. So these are two different tables. Now, whenever we are talking about appending, it's like you are bringing two things together vertically. So it can be from different sources, but we are joining it together. Now, whenever you are doing something like this, there's a tendency that, let me open another sheet here. Okay. So there's a tendency that the column might not align together. It might not align. So for those that their column doesn't align together, you are going to have non-value where the column doesn't align. Though I'm going to show us some example. So that is that. Now this is our table A, this is table B. Now appending it together will now give us the combination of these two. 102, 103, 104, 105. We have our 101, 102, 103, 104. You can see 101, 102, 103, 104, 101, 102, 103, 104. So that is what we mean by appending. That's what we mean by appending. So that is that. And whenever we talk about merge, okay, let me try and work on a particular project now, and let's say how to append a table together. How to open an Excel sheet so that it won't interfere with what we have the other this thing there. So let's click on this. Okay, so I want to show us how to append. I want to append two tables together now. But before we append, I will try to explain this. Let me explain this other part because I think I will be doing the two together. Now, data merging. Now, merging queries in Power Query allow users to join tables based on a common key column. This is useful for combining data from different sources or tables while maintaining relationship between them. So, just like what I explained the other time, whenever you are trying to join two tables together, there must be a particular thing you are using to join them together. For example, if you are to talk about a family, what joins a family together is the family name. You understand? So without the family name, you can't join them together. Now, let's look at these columns. We have our employee ID. We have employee name. We have department ID. We have employee ID. We have employee name. We have department ID. Now, the reason why it's going to be very easy to append these two tables together is because they have the same column name. The same column name. That's why we have it full here. You can see we don't have any empty rows here. Now, whenever we are now joining, which is merge, appending is different from merging. Appending is bringing two tables together, combining two data together in vertical ways. So one will be on top of each other. You understand? Though we get to that. But whenever we are not talking about merging, it's also called join. Now, let's look at these two tables together now. If you have to join these two tables together, I explained the other time that basically you have to join two tables together with a unique column. A unique column. For example, let's use this as an example. This is a table A, this is a table B. Now, this table A, we have our column just like the way I explained the other time. Now, there are some cases that this employee ID, for some of us that work in an organization, there's something that differentiates you from your colleague, which is it might be your staff ID or your employee ID. Now, the employee ID is only allocated to you. That is what we can use to differentiate you from the other. There are so many people that can be very John Dion in that organization. But what differentiates them is what? The employee ID. So whenever you are trying to combine two tables together, like joining two tables together, you must use what can be duplicate. So you can never have employee ID duplicate, you're duplicated in a column. You understand? So this one is unique for 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 this. The reason we're having this is because we don't want to have a duplicate value whenever we are trying to join two tables together. That is merging. So here now, we have different type of merging. Then I'm going to explain. Now, we have inner join. Hold on. Okay, so we have inner join. Let's go to our Excel sheet. So I'll just try to bring out something here so that you can actually understand. We are department ID. Okay, so let me just fill this 101 Shola. Department ID is, let's say, let's just say department. So probably this person is a marketer. Then we have 102. We have Dayo. And you have this one to be the IT guy. And here you have 103. You have this one to be Patrick. This one to be data analyst. Okay. Let's name this as table 1. Table 1. Okay, so let me do this for this one again. Table 2. I just want to give us an illustration, but I will still give us a live example. So let me say EID. Let's say what again? Okay, let's say department ID. Then this one, let's say what again? Department. So this will be this department. Let's say department name so that you understand. Department name. Okay. So let's just fill this. Employee ID. Let's say D1, department 1. Department 1. Let's say. Okay, let me change this to D1. Say D2. Let's say D3. D1. D2. D3. And let's give it a name. Let's say analyst. The IT guy. Okay, so we want to look at join. Whenever you are talking about join, we have different type of join here. We have inner join. Now, it returns only the matching record between the two tables, excluding non-matching rows. So whenever we are talking about inner join now, let me give us an example. So probably want to join these two tables together. Now we can only join these two tables together with only a particular thing. Now, what something is common here and something is common here. We have our employee ID here. Now, the common, okay, let me change this to department ID so that it won't confuse us. Okay, so the common column between the two here is what? Is the department ID. This is the two column, the two common column between the two. So whenever you are now doing your inner join, there's a process you have to go about it. I'm going to teach us that it will only bring the matching record. So this is what we mean by matching record. What really match between these two? these two. We have employee 101, 102, 103. Now, if you are to do our inner join, let me change some let's say we now have this here. Let's say we now have this here. Change this, let me change it to yellow. Let me change this to yellow. Okay, so talking about inner join, it's going to bring only the matching record. Now, what is the matching record between these two and these two? We have D1 here, we have D1 here. We have D2 here, we have D2 here. We have D3 here, we do not have D3 here. So in our inner join, we won't have D3 here. So the answer we'll be having here is here. Let me paste it here. This one. Let me just change this. Inner join. Okay, so this is it. Now, the inner join output will give us only this. Instead of give us this D1 and D2, now it's going to give us this name D1 because the column we want to see is 1, 2, 3, 4. Because these two, one is already represented here, so we don't really need this D2, depend on probably what you want to say. So instead of you having D1 here, probably you want to know the, let's say this table A is from different source, this table B is from different source. Now, you join the two together, probably they want to find the department where employee ID 101 work. Now, where the employee 101 work is where, find the D1 here is what? Data analysis. So you just, this here will be data. We have this as our answer here, and D2 we have our IT here. So this is going to be our output. This is going to be our output, and we have our column name here. This employee ID, employee name, and the department. You understand? So I don't know, this might be confusing, but whenever we are talking about inner join, is bringing the matching value in the two tables together. In the two tables together, the matching value. Are you with me? The matching value. So that is that about inner join. Inner join. So whenever you are talking about, there's something we call outer join. Let me put it here. Let me just come here so that you see what I'm doing here. Okay. We have inner join. Okay, I didn't put this in. We have outer join here. But let's go to the next one, left join. Let's go to the left join before we go to outer join. Okay. This table A, this table B. This one is in our left hand side, and this is in our right hand side. For example, so this is our left hand side. Let me put it here. Left. The first table is always being the left. We always call it the left, while the second table is always the what? The right. So that is that. So let's say this is our left table, this is our right table, and we want to talk about the left join. Now, left join returns all record from the left table and the matching record from the right table. That is, if there is no match, it's going to return none. None means empty. It's going to return empty rows. You understand? So this is the, whenever we are trying to join this three together, we are going to have all the records here. We have 1, 2, 3. Can you see? So we are going to have all this together. Let's say left. Fine. Okay. Let me make this together. Okay, so this is our left table, this is our right table, and we are doing left join. So just like what I said, it's going to bring everything here down here, and it's going to now check the matching order. That is, we have D1 here, we have D1 here, we are going to have this. We have D2 here, we have D2 here, we are going to have this. You understand? So it's going to base on only on this. Only on this. But let's now include, we now have D3 here. You can see that we have D3 here, but we do not have D3 here. Our answer will be none. So let me try and give us the output here. 101. Shola. And we are going to have the D1. We are going to have D1. 102. Dial. And we have to have our D2 here. Then we have 103. Patrick. And we have our what? Our D3 here. Now, you now want to join it with this right table. So what we are to have here is D1. Do you have any D1 here? Yes, we have D1. And D1 is what? Data analysis. Okay. We have B2 here. Do you have any B2 here? Yes, IT. Okay. We have B3 here. Do you have any B3 here? No. So this one will be what? None. This will be none. So can we all see that? So this is what we call left join. This is left join. So it's going to bring every record in the left table, matching it with what? The value in the right table. And it will now return anyone that is unmatched with what? None. So this is none. So let's say, for example, now we now want to do, let me make this, okay. Let's say we want to do right. Right is just the opposite. So right is just the opposite of left. Right join. Okay. So this right join. This is our right table here. So we'll be having this. We'll be having this. Okay, as you can see. Okay, here this table, you have D1 here. Do you have D1 here? Yes. Now the D1 here, we have the employee name as what? Shola. You come here. Shola. Shola, and the employee ID is 101. Now we have D2 here. And we have IT here. Now, do you have D2 here? Yes. We have the name as Dayo. Dayo. And the employee as what? 102. That should be our answer. Because it's going to return all the values in your right table. And it will now match it with the one that we have here. And give us the output. Now, you can see our answer here. So that is about that. Then let us say outer join. Now, instead of this inner join, bringing only the match value between the two. That is, we go full outer join. So what full outer join will do is, let me write it here. Full outer join. Full outer join. Let me try and merge. Okay. Okay, so it's going to bring the two together. It's going to bring the two together. Now, in our employee ID 101 Shola ID, we want to join based on this ID. We have ID 101 here. ID 1, yes. The department name will come here. Name. Now, the department name of D1 is let's now say we now have D3. Let's say we now have D3 as marketer. Let's say we have D3 as marketer here because we want to do full join. I want us to see some things. So we have our D1, D2, D3. Now, the department name Okay, let's see after this. Let me add the particular rule. Hold on. Yes.
Please, we'll be going on break in the next 5 minutes.
Okay, okay.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so let me just try and round up this full outer join. So the full outer join here now in our department name, don't forget this is our right hand table, this is our left hand table. We are bringing the two together. So in our D1 name, we have D1 as our data analyst here. You come here, data analyst. So B2, we have B2 here as our IT. Sorry. And B3, we have it as what? Marketer. So this is what they call full outer join. You can see that we have 101, 102, 103. Then now say that we now have probably 104, and we have the name as Tolu, and this one is D4. Now you can also, it's going to be this one, we are going to have 104. You have the name as Tolu, and this one is D4. Now you can see in here we do not have any D4. This one is going to be what? None. So what full outer join is, it will going to go to the two tables, return all the records from both tables. So anyone that does not match each other, it will put none. It will put none. So unlike inner join, that it will only bring out the matching table between the two. But this one will only give you bring the two tables together. It has matching order, it does not have any matching order. Anyone that does not have matching order, it will bring it as none. Anyone that has matching order is going to bring out the value. So that is about merge in Excel. So after the break, I will explain more. Then we are going to the example immediately. Okay, Dara, over to you.
Okay, please, if you have any question, you can drop them in the comments before we go on our break. Drop them in the chat box so we can attend to them, and then we'll go on break by 12.
When are we coming back? How many minutes break?
It's just a 10 minutes break, please. So we use the 10 minutes to also fill our attendance sheet. Please, if you have a question, drop them in the chat box. Let's attend to them now. If there is none, we'll go ahead with our break. Yeah, drop your question, Scholar. If there is no question, we'll go ahead with our break and then come back in the next 10 minutes. So the attendance sheet will be pasted here in the chat box. Yeah, so we can go on our break now. Please, the attendance sheet link has been shared, so make sure you fill your attendance. time for us to be back. It's 12:10. It's 12:10. I hope we are here. Please signify in the chat box if you are here, so we can start with the class. So yeah, your head is hot. So we'll just go ahead and do a little icebreaker so your head will calm down. Olaleko. Sorry. Yeah, okay, you're back. You're back. Let's take one icebreaker. So let's imagine you are invisible for one full day. Imagine you are invisible for one full day, a whole day. Where are you going to, and what's the first thing you will do? Like you're invisible, nobody can see you for one full day. What are you going to do, and where will you go to first? Bank. Guess you didn't log in with your name. So what do you want to CBN? What do you want to go do at the bank, please? Let us know. Why is everybody saying bank? So you don't have any other place to go to, Mr. Oh, really? Hmm. 210 trillion, really, the future. Nobody has the opportunity, nobody has the power to go to the future now. If you're invisible, doesn't mean you can go to the future. You forged Tinubu's signature and resign him immediately. Can you imagine? Oh, Aso Rock. I think that's what I will go to do. Mecca. Okay. I think I will low-key go to the bank. I'm not going to take money. I will just go and look at the amount of money in the bank. Oh, the MacBook. What do you want to use all the MacBook for? Analyze data. Adepoju. You want to use all the MacBook to analyze data? One is enough now. Canada. That's true. If you are entering, if you're in the plane, they will not see you because you're invisible. That's a very good one. You go to Canada, but when you're there and you become visible, they will catch you now. Doris, you'll definitely be caught. If you go to Finland, you'll be caught because the next day you become visible and you come back. They'll just deport you. Then you go to the bank, from there to Canada. It's all right. It's all right. Don't worry. We'll have the opportunity to be invisible one day. Let's go back to our class. Mr. Adejoyin, are you here? Are you here?
Yeah, I'm here with you.
Okay,
all
sorry,
right.
before you come in, sorry, I just want to chip in something, right? I saw our comments, our feedbacks. Thank you so much for those feedback. They are very, very important to us. And thank you for also appreciating the instructor so far. A lot of you said it's been fantastic. While I got some feedback as well as regards practicality, we had a small time frame, right? That's why, in class practicality is not that much, but as much as we can in the last two classes, we ensure that we reduce the curriculum a bit so that we have some interactiveness. You have to share your screen, but just ensure, because I just figured now less than 30 people joined with their laptops. So ensure the last two classes, ensure you have more laptops on so that we will reduce the curriculum, right? So that we can have more time for you to not that reduce, so that you won't think we are not covering them, just to ensure that we touch base on everything, but not ahead, so that we can have time for practicality. You get so please be prepared for that. But at least thank God you said the class has been awesome so far. So just to touch base on your comments. Yeah, thank you so much, everyone.
Okay, please, can you all hear me before I kickstart? Can you all hear me? Please signify if you can hear me. Okay,
We can hear
thank
you.
you.
We can hear you.
Okay, thank you. So that is about left join and all. But I have a picture for us here. Now, let's look at this. Let's look at this. This is left join, this is right join, this is full join. So for some of us that probably still we are still trying to understand the concept. So whenever we are talking about the left join, let's say this is our table here. Now this is another table. This is left, this is right. This is left, this is right. Now this is the data in the left table. This is the data in the right table. Now in the left table data here, we have shirt, something like, let me say green, purple, blue, abi. Let's say green, blue, and let me say pink. Okay, now the result of the matching pair of left join is going to bring every color here in the left table here. That means that we have our purple, we have something like green and blue, and it's going to match it with the pairs that we have here. We have purple here. Do you have any purple short here? No. That's why we have only the shirt here. Now we have green here. Do you have any green short here? Yes. Now we have blue here. Do you have any blue short here? Yes. Can you see? Now in the right join, now this is left, this is right. Now we are working with this. This is right join. We have something like purple here. Sorry, pink here. Do you have any pink top here? No, we have only the shorts. We have it here. Now we have the shorts of green here. Do you have any green top here? Yes, you can see. Now we have the short of blue here. Do you have any blue top here? Yes, you can see. So we have full join here. Now the full join will bring everything together. It doesn't matter the matching. So you have all the top. You have the green, purple, and blue. You have the green, purple, and blue. Now this is you can see that this two doesn't have any pairs here. This one doesn't have any pairs here. That's what we have. That is the result. So this is just a basic. It's just like a set. For some of us that did mathematics in secondary school, there's something we call set. So it's just like set. That is about join. So let's particularize everything now. So what we'll be doing now is practical. So everything, all the grammar like we say is money. You understand? You understand? Okay, so let's get data. I have data here. I want to bring in 3 data. I want to join and I want to append. So you understand? Let's get data. Just our normal process is what I taught us. So I store my data in pictures here. Okay, I want to bring in these 3 data. These 3. So first of all, let me import this test. So passport test. Import. Okay, let me load. Okay, that is that. And I need more data. I need more data. Let me go back to my source. Test screen. So I don't really need to go back to this because I've explained earlier because of our time. So let me load that. Okay, we have our superstore training, we have superstore test. So it will mean 1. It will mean 1. And the test results. Now, there's something I do advise people before you embark on any project or any work, try to understand the data itself. So there are so many instances that probably data is online. Try to understand. Or that's why thank God for Cargo. So Cargo always give description of the column, what this column means, what this column means, and what the data really entails. So let's look at this. We have the role ID, we have the order, we have the order date, ship, mode, blah, 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 and blah. We have the product name, we have the subcategory, we have the category, so and so. That is for now. The difference between these two is that I'm going to send this 3 data to us so that you can also check from your end. Now let's count the column. The column we have 1, 2. This is train test. So for some of us that we are with pen and Bible, please let's jot some things together so that we will be coming back to all this. So for our train superstore. So you want to join and you want to append together. We have 1, we have 2, we have 3, we have 4, we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So in our 20 here, we have 21. So let's go to our superstore test. Let's count the number of columns. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, we have 20 here. The last one is test. We have 2. Now, the test here, the only 2 columns here is role ID and profit ID. The role ID and profit ID. Now, this particular data set is different from this, but they share the same columns, but they are from different sources. You understand? So let's check the total rows. The total rows here in our super string is let's jot that down. We have 80,001. Let's say 8,000 because it counts the column header as 1. Let's say 80,000. Then in our test here, test results, we have the total as 1994. 1994. Okay, let's go to our superstore test. Let's check everything. We have 1994. 1994. Okay, now what we have to do first is these 2 are from, let's say they are from different sources. Understand? And you have to join it together, append and do all sorts of things before you work on some calculations. Now, the problem there is, just like what I said, you notice that this superstore test, at the end, it doesn't have profits. It stops at discounts. You can see. Probably they ask us to join the 2 tables together. We have to join these 2 tables together. You understand? Join them together. But in this test here, there's no profit. Now, in this train, there's profit. Now, in this test here, there's profit. So that means basically what they're asking us to do is, to join this table, this test result and test together, so that we are going to have profit here. So I'm going to teach us how to join and at the same time how to merge. So let's go to our Power Query. You can click anyone here. It will bring us down to Power Query. Okay, so we have our 3 data sets here. Okay, so before we do anything, we have to join the 2 tables together. We have to join the test, superstore test here. Okay, we have to join this test and this together. So then don't forget, we have to join it together because it doesn't have profit. We want to add profit to it so that we can now merge it with this superstore train. Now, before you can actually work on the table, merging and joining columns together, I explained the other time the importance of join and the reason why we join and what we have to use to join. Now, I said that whenever we are joining 2 tables together, it should be based on some conditions. And one of the conditions is that there must be a matching column between the 2. So a table A must have a column that is unique with the other one. You know, the other time when I was trying to join the 2, let's come here so that, let me come back here. Okay, now for us to join these 2 together, you have to join it based on this ID because this ID are unique. It can't be duplicate. So there's no duplicate there. Now let's look at this. This row, this particular one, we have 802, 803, 804, so and so. Now let's start from this test. This one's have 802, 823. So we can actually use these rules, rule ID to join with this. Let's look at this string. You can see that this string starts with 1. If you are to check to the end, it stops at what number? So we are to join it with this. And before we can do that, we need to join these two tables together. We are to join this superstore and supertest together using this rule ID. So how to do that is you are to come to merge. Look at this, your home, come to merge. Now you can actually merge as new or merge just like that. Now the difference between these two is that if we merge as new, it's going to create another new table for us here. But if we merge queries, it will create another new table for us. You understand? That is the difference between the two. That is different. But what I want us to do now is I want us to merge it as new. As new. Let's merge as new. Okay, so what do you want to merge? You can actually change the column here based on what you want to merge. I want to merge superstore test. So what I say, merge is also the same thing as join. Now I want to join it with test results. Now you can see the two tables. The reason I want to merge is because this one does have profit and this one have profit, and you want to join it together based on this rule ID. Now you have to click on what you want to use to join the two together. That key. You want to use to join the two together. I want to use rule ID. I want to use rule ID. You can see it said that the selection matches 199 of 199 rule from the table. So it will now ask what kind of join do you want to perform. Now we have the left outer join, all from the first matching with the second. We have the right, all from the second matching from the first. We have the full outer join, what I explained the other time, and we have the inner join. Now we have the left hand that is roll only in first. It won't be roll in the second. This one will be roll only in the second. It won't be roll only in the first. So what we want to do is the left join. That is all from first, matching from second. Okay, so once we click on that, that's all. That's all you need to do. Click OK. So let's give it a time. Okay, now we have our merge results here. So you can actually change, you can name your table. Let's say merge results. Merge results. Okay, so let's check. Okay, now you can see that we have the table here, but there's nothing there, like we didn't get the results we want. What we wanted to have here is the profit. All you have to do is to click here. Now, what do we want to see? You want to see what? Only the profit. You check only the profit. Now, we have our profit. That is 128.9742. So that is about that. So I hope you are following me so that there won't be any problem. So that is about that. So let's go to now. Let's append. That is join. Now we need to append these two tables together. Now the reason we are appending the two tables together is this is the continuation of this. This test on store is the continuation of this. You understand? Because now they have the same number of columns. Now, if you are to check the merge, they have the same number of columns. You have to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, then 21. You can see it gives us the test results profit. So that is that. Now we now want to merge. Now let's not forget when we are trying to count the number of rows we have. The number of rows we have, it shows that in a particular in our superstore tree, we have 801 rows, and in our test we have 1994. So if we have to add everything together, it's going to give us 9,909 and 5. That is 9995. So let's do that. Probably we are going to get the actual answer. So let's come again. Let's append. Just like what I explained the other time, append is trying to pick one table below the other. You understand? In a vertical way. So let's append. You want to append two tables together. Probably you want to append more than two tables together. You can do that. So you want to append two tables together. Okay, you come here. You click on append. Let's append as new. Append is also the same thing as concatenate. It's also the same thing as concatenate. In case you see any word concatenate, it also means append. That is another name for append. You can see we have a concatenate rows from two tables into a single table. So the super string, and the second one is the merge results. Let's merge. Now, so we have our answer here. You can see that everything is merged together. But for us to have a full view, let's close and load. Now let's load it back to our Excel sheet. So you notice here is going to do some calculation. You can see. Okay, you can see. So just like what I said the other time. Now, if you are to add this, you know, this is our merge. This is what we join together. These two tables, we join it together. That is, we merge it together before we now append it with this one. Now, when we merge it together, it gives us this result. That is 1993. Now, 1993 plus the one we append with 8,000. The answer should give us 9,993 rows. So that means that our answer is correct. So, sorry, I wanted to. No. Okay. Now, here we are. This is our answer. So this is how to merge and how to append. How to merge and how to append. Let's take it back to Power Query. Power Query. Okay. So now let's look at this. We have none here. You notice that we have none here. The reason why we have none, we didn't supposed to have none here. We didn't supposed to have none. Now let's go back to this. The reason why we have none here is, now if you have to check down, you see that we have values here, but we have none here. The reason why we have none is because this name doesn't align with the other table's name. Let's go back. Now, when we merge the table together, the two tables together, the name that this carries is test results profit. Why this string carries profit? You know, when I explained that, I said that the column must be the same. It must be what? The same. So all you have to do is to come here. Let's delete this. Let's delete. And let's do it again. So we come here. You rename so that it will suit the other one fits. Rename. Okay, we have it here. So then let's append again. Let's append as new. So you want to append as new so that you can see the table. Okay, so let's put the train up and this down. Merge results. Okay, let's do that and let's see. Okay, you can see that we do not have any non-value. Let me close and load. So you see the output very well here. Okay, you see about 99993. So you can see that we do not have any non-value because the name of the column are now the same. So whenever you are trying to append two tables together, make sure their column names are the same. It rhymes. It rhymes, or else you'll be having non-values. So it rhymes. So that is about that. Now let's go to this project. Okay, let's go. Before we I talked about how will I call it? Column. We were talking about column. We were talking about column the other time. So we want to add a custom column. Now let's look at this. We have our row. This is a particular supermarket data. So okay, I see something like we have profit here. Now probably want to add another column based on some rows. You understand? Want to add some custom values to the column. You just come here, add column, custom column based on this. So you click on custom column. What do you want the name of the column to be? You can edit it here. Now the formula. Now what you want to do is you want to look at this column here. We have 41, we have 219, we have minus 386. That means that there's no, this one is not a profit, it's a loss. It's a loss. This one is a profit. These 2 points, that means that they gain 2 naira here, 1 naira here. Anywhere you see minus is a loss. So how can we differentiate it that okay, we want to have a loss and we want to have a profit? So let's click on the column and come to our custom column here. Then the formula is let's say if you remember this word I explained the other time, if profit, you come here. Now if profit is less than zero, sorry, is less than zero, okay, then we call it loss. Loss. Else, call it profit. Now, what this signifies that if you now go to that row, that column, anywhere it sees zero, that is anything less than zero, that is zero minus 1, minus 2, minus this thing. It will bring everything back as what loss. And if that means that the opposite of this less than is zero, it should be what? Greater than. So anyone greater than is zero, it will bring it back as profit. So let's see. Now you can see this is 41, it's bringing it back at what? Profit. This one is loss minus because it's less than what is zero. So let's come down a little bit. This is minus 7. It brings everything back as loss. So let's go home and close and load. Let's see. Okay. So you can see that we have our custom column here. Our custom column here. So let's quickly go to our today's project, our data. Okay. So let's look at this. Now, this data is too messy. We can't really get some insight from it. You understand? You can't really get from insight from it. We have title here, Lexus IS 250 FWD 2014 white. Okay, we have a color here. So we have a color here. From this, we can get a title, that is a car name. This 2020, 2014, 2013, 2010, 2014. Okay, we can also get year from this particular column. And we have price here. We have type here, we have description. Okay, now let's look at this. This number one starts from this number one starts from title. It starts from title. Which I don't think it should be so. So we now want to transform. Use first row as header. Okay, now we have our first row as header, which is title, price, type, description. Now, whenever we talk about data cleaning, this is the basic what we actually mean by a data engineer itself. Now, just the way our data, we have our data here. Okay. Okay, just the way we have our data here. You can see the way it is. So you can say that I didn't have to download, I just use the link. So I want you to follow me the way I'll be doing it. Now, it depends on what you really want to see. It depends on what you really want to see. Now, this is what I explained data type the other time. Different type of data type we have and all. Let's look at this. What can we do here? Okay, let me select this column. There are two. You can see so much space. We don't really need all this space here. We don't really need it. So all you have to do is to trim. I explained the other time, for you to trim is that part of data transformation. You come to transform, trim. Come to trim. Okay, it has been trimmed. So let's just click on this and this. I want to trim this too as well. Okay, let me trim. You come to transform. I come to trim. Okay, nice one. So the later on, let's look at this data type. Let's see the data type is text, correct? Let's say data type. If this is text, which is not supposed to be so. This is number, it's supposed to be in word. So for us to convert it to word, the first thing we have to do is to remove this hash on never sign. You understand? You need to remove this never sign. Then how do we go about that? I explained the other time what we mean by replace value. You replace what value, right click, you replace value. So all you have to do is to replace that never sign with space, just empty the bracket. So let's come here. Just for not to have any issue, let me just come here and copy. Let me copy that sign. Let me copy that sign so that I won't have any issue. Okay, let me paste it here. Okay, now with what? Replace with what? Nothing. Just leave it like that. Okay. Okay, now you can see that we don't have any we did not have any never sign there. We don't have any never sign. So then the next thing we have to do, we also have this comma. This comma, we still give it as a word. All you have to do is to replace this comma as well. You come here, you put your comma, leave it blank again. Okay, now we have our full word. Okay, so the next we have to do is let's convert this price to whole number. Let's change the type to whole number. Now, our data type has been changed back to numbers. So that is about that. Let's look at another transformation. Let's now transform some things. Okay, this one is okay. This is just the description. This is local use. We don't really have any much to do here. Okay, I think that this is where we have much work because I'm seeing so many values added together here. This is versus IS. Model is being added to the year and to the color of the car. Okay, so for us to do is to select the column. Once you select the column, you come here. Now, it's very, very important. Just come here, right click. You understand? Right click what you are looking for, you find it here. Or because this can be, it can be challenging for you to be looking for what you really want. What I wanted to do is I want to split this column. So I can actually come here, right click, split column. Or I come here, I click split column. It's still the same thing. So I want to split this column by delimiter. So what you mean by delimiter is, okay, I want to split it by a particular function. So yeah, I want to split by any let me split by space. So that means that for everywhere there is space, it's going to give it another column, like it's going to automatically add it to another column. So let's leave this. Okay, let's see. Okay, now for just like what I explained the other time, if you are to come anywhere you see space, what I ask you to do that this is going to be lexus separate, IS separate, 250 separate, FWD separate, 2024 separate, white separate. So anywhere there is column, is going to separate everything into different column. Now, so we have our name our car name here. This should be our let me say model. This should be here. And this should be this 4WD should be, let's say, okay, let me cancel this. It doesn't really give me what I want. Okay, so it doesn't really give me what I, let me go back again. Let me split by delimiter. Let me split by a comma. Do you have any comma there? It depends on what you really want to view from the data set. Okay, we know there's only one value that we have commanded. So let's go back and split it by what? By that space again. Split by delimiter. So let me select space. For each occurrence at the delimiter, left delimiter, right delimiter. Okay.
Hi, Tolani, just for you to be mindful of time, we are a quarter to time, so yeah, just so you know.
Okay, so thank you, sir. Okay, let me just, all these things are not useful. All these ones are not useful. So we just come here. Let's delete all these rows. So these are to remove row columns. Let's remove it. Okay. So let's remove this. Okay, let's just work with this for them. We'll go back to that. Okay, so for this, this is our car name. So let's give it a name. Let's say brand. Let's give it brand. This one, let's give it model. Give it model. Let's give it model. Then this, let me see what we can give this. What we can give this. Okay, so let's give this year. Yeah. Then let's give this color. Let's give this color. So let's remove all these unwanted rows that we have. Let's remove all these columns. Oops. Okay. So let me remove this. Okay, now we have this, and the next thing for us to do, is let's look at this very well. Let's remove the non-value. Probably let's see if we have a non. You right click. There are some that I saw some non. Okay. Okay. So you can see that our data is accessible to some extent. Okay. So another thing is, I have already explained how to rename a particular, probably want to rename a particular value in the cell, in the rows. I've explained that already. Let's look at another thing again. Now, let's create a custom column. Okay, let's look at this price. Now, we want to give it a create a custom column, just like what I did the other time. Now, let me check. Okay, let me check here so that we see what I'm doing here. Let's sort it by ascending. Okay, the highest I think that we have is 115, and let's sort it again by descending, depending on what you want to see. You can see the highest here. But now let's use this price to create this. Let's use it to create another custom column here. All you have to do is to come here, add column. We want to add the custom column. Okay, let me close and apply before we do that so that I can see probably have any other things to do. Okay, it's cleaning. Okay, so you can see that we have our data here, very clean and arranged, very clean and arranged. Now, you will notice that we have year 2025, the year is XLE. We have the color here. We also have something like 4 by 4 year column here. So yeah, all these ones, you can also actually move it more further. Probably, okay, after getting this this one is not color. Everywhere you see FWD, replace it with black. Everywhere we see this, replace it with this. Oh yeah, let's go back to our Power Query again. Okay, for example, let's see this. Let's replace value. Everywhere you see FWD, uh, 4WD, everywhere you see 4WD, replace it with orange. Let's say orange. So you can see that everywhere there's FWD orange. Okay, probably everywhere with it depends on the information you're able to get from your source. You understand? So you just come here, you place it just the way I've explained earlier on. So because of our time, now I've already instructed it this way it's supposed to be. So probably a new data is now coming in here. Just like the pipeline I explained the other time, I already give it a procedure how it must follow. So let's say this white here. Let's cancel this white. I change it to black. So let's go back to our Excel. Now, that is Lexus RS. Let me look at what we changed there. Which of the data do we change? Okay, we changed this RS 2013 to black. Lexus RS 2013 to black. You can see that it's white. So all you have to do is to come and refresh. Okay, I think that it's not giving me what I want. Let me go back to, I don't know, probably this is the link that I copied or this one. Let me check. I will send it white. Let me change it to black. Change it to black. Let me change it to black. Let's see. Okay, let me refresh from here. Sorry, let me take it back. Okay. I'm not sure of the link or the data I use. I thought that is where it's giving it. I'm not sure of the data that I use. Yeah, which of the link I use. But this is basically what we call automation in, okay, let me close. This is what we call automation in Excel using Power Query. So for every changes that you are doing here, it's going to reflect here. So the reason I don't really know the link that I use, so I don't really know. Let's change. Okay, let's work on this price. I don't really know the link that we use there. RX, sorry. Okay, let's see. Let's just IS 250. This one for use. Okay. RS. Okay. Let's change this to 44. 44. I would have loved to use the database so that we can actually understand what our grilling experience. So that, okay, you can see that this has changed to 4.4. You can see this has changed to 4.4 from here. So let's check another one again. Probably I want to change this value to let's say 30. 30. Let's save it. Now, instead of you coming back to be refreshing every time, all you have to do, you can automate it. You right click here. Once you right click, you come to refresh. Okay. Sorry for that. Let me come here so that you can. Okay. I want to give us a particular tweak here. Let's wait for it to refresh. Okay. So connection property. Okay. Now, once you click on connection property, refresh every how many you can change it to opening file. So when you are opening the file, probably after a new day, it will do what? It will refresh automatically. Enable fast load data again. You click on it and click OK. So for every data you are refreshing here, so let's come back to this website. Okay, instead of local use, this Lexus IS 250, instead of local use, we want to change it to Nigeria use. Let's say Nigeria use. Nigeria use. So let's come back to the Excel sheet. Now you can see that this one is we've changed it to Nigeria use, but let's wait for 1 minute and let's see. It's going to refresh automatically based on the instruction we've given the what the data pipeline. So for someone asks about data governance the other time, whenever we talk about data governance and security is data validation. Is data validation. Some of us we use data validation in order to make sure that every value that is coming to a particular role are consistent. So for example, now this are numbers. You can see that it's refreshing automatically by itself. You can see it has changed to real use. So that is the essence of you getting data from the direct source, where you know that as they are inputting any values in that table, it will automatically refresh here. Now, let us say probably there's a dashboard attached to this. As this is refreshing, the dashboard will also do what? Refresh. So this probably now, let's look at this. This data, I'm talking about data governance. This is data governance. So in data validation, you just click on the column. You understand? You come to here under your data. You come here. You click on your data. You click on data validation. So what do you want to restore? Any value? No, we don't want it to be any value. Okay, let me use this as an example. Let me use this as an example. So let me click on this. Well, this one is number. So data validation. What type of value do you want to have here? No, we don't want it to be any value. We want it to be whole number. Now, is there any probably for maximum to minimum? You understand? You can put for maximum to minimum also. So this one will shows that the number that is coming in must not be more than 100 and must not be less than 50. It depends on what you want. That is about data security and validation. So for every source of data that will come in here, is going to change here automatically. And another thing I want us to quickly know is that we don't really have much time. I will have just explain more further. Is that let's assume, let's go to our this thing here. Okay, let's go to this table here. Let's go to our this append table. This append table. Are you there this time? Are you okay? This append table here, append table here now we have. Okay, this append table. Okay, we have other dates. Now, let's say as the data is coming in, we don't want to be having it in date just like this. We want to have month, year, and day. So let's say let's duplicate it. All you have to do is to duplicate this column. Once you duplicated it's been duplicated, then you come here, you change the type. So you transform to year, let's say year. Now, once you transform to year, it's going to be like this. Now, whenever they are trying to import the data, probably the data from the source, the data from the source will always be like this format. But based on you already installed it, that once you come here, split the month for me separately, the year for me separately, it's going to come in this format. It's going to come in this format. That is what we call automation. That is basically automation. So any changes that is being made in your source, it will reflect here. It will reflect here. We don't really have much time. I'll try to show us. So any example, any question before we call it a day?
Thank you so much, Talani. That was a very good question session. So let me quickly just give you this question that you attend to that. So someone was asking, the first one was, someone was asking that, you know, for example, when you load to Power Query, the first in your column headers will now be column 1, column 2. It will have no name. That how were you able to now promote the second row to be the column header, which will now be the real column names? That
okay.
It was it that you inserted, right? Okay. What happened that you when you go into Power Query, the first thing that showed was column 1, column 2. You have to now promote header. Yeah.
Okay, so let me quickly go back to that. Okay, so let's look at this. Let's assume that where can I let me see. Okay, promote.
No, you are trying to delete.
Yeah. I wanted to delete, but it's going to delete everything. Okay, all you have to do is just come here, come to your transform data. Now you come here, use.
I think if you go to step 2, that chain type, it should give you that step 2 after source. I think it should give you,
It will delete everything. It will delete all this step. So all you have to do is just go to your data, your transform ribbon here, this side here. Click on use first goal as header. Click on it. Use first goal as header. That's all. So once you click on it, you have your answer.
So sorry, please go to step 2. I want to see something. Just go to that chain type. Just click on it.
I should cancel it.
No, just click on it.
Okay. Yeah,
exactly.
You have it here. So you just come here. Use first goal as header. Click on it. I actually want to restart. Okay. So as you can see,
is it clear now? The person that has that, I think it was Nkechi. So let me also tell you, sorry, Nkechi, why that happens to your data, right? You can see that it promoted useful so another, and then you have that. Why that happens with your data is because when you are in Excel and when you are highlighting your data, you didn't highlight, so there was no column header, right? When you say, okay, do you want to pick, if there's no column header, when it gets here, there won't be any column header. Automatically, Power Query will see it as no column header, then we'll name it column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4. It happens a lot. Then you now do what Tolani just showed you now. I hope that answers. Now, the second question, before maybe others can just drop, is from Joshua. So Joshua was trying to say, why do I have blank? So for example, if you go to like maybe type now, you can see null and blank in his data, but that what does he need to do? So let me just quickly speak to that, right? So Joshua, so if you are in a column and you click on your filter button, and please can you help me click on one filter, just any filter button? Okay. So if you click on your filter button and you are seeing null, blank, yes, you can remove them, right? But it depends. So say for example, you went to gather data and someone gave you, you said ask for name, the sex and their date of birth. Someone can choose to give you name and their sex and their gender, and they won't give you date of birth. But you get, So in that case, now you cannot just remove the null, because it will remove it, you cancel the entire row. I don't know if Tolani can display that with the data. So, but that's why you have to be careful with when you are removing null or blanks. Ensure that it is blank all through the rows before you remove. If it is not, ensure that that row is not useful. But if it is, then you can leave that blank. So I don't know if Tolani wants to demonstrate that with data.
Yeah, another thing, I just want to add something to that. Okay, let's look at this price column now. You notice that this is a price column, and once you click on it, let's see, you can see that we don't have any non-value here. I don't think we have any non-value here. So let's permission you have a non-value here. The best thing for you to do is, this is a number. You right click. All you have to do is to replace value. Now you replace value, okay, because of, I think that this is coming up because of the, okay, the replace value is none. Let's say you have none. And the best thing for you to do is to replace it with 0, which is number. Replace thing. Because once you replace it like this, it shows that there's no value inside that cell. Because if you have to delete everything, then it's going to delete all the values from other columns too. So the best thing is for you to replace it. Anywhere you see non-value, replace it with public. For example, now this is a foreign use, local use, this, and you have a non-value there. You can actually find the word that will actually suit you, and you can actually remember, okay, let me replace it with empty. So the person that's working on data will know that, okay, this is an empty row, there's no value there. And probably later on, you now have an answer that, okay, where you had an empty row, there's a value that's supposed to be there. The value is so and so. You will now have to replace it back. That is the best way to go about that. Any other question?
All right, guys. I think there is you can. So where are you going to? Okay, where are you going to drop the assignment? Yeah.
I'm going to say that will be later in the day.
Okay, so the assignment will be shared with us later in the day. The pairing is going to be shared with us as well, based off those who attended the class and filled the attendance. So speak with your partner, and then make sure you do the assignment, right? And then, of course, next week, I hope the class has been great. So next week we'll proceed. Like I said, we'll ensure that we also have some screen time next week, so that you can also share. And then, but I want to be sure, because the class for me, it has been great, and yeah, I know you've gotten value. And then, of course, there will be recording. It will be shared very soon, so that you can also make that part that you missed, you can also catch up. Yeah, I think that will be all from me. Dara, anything to add before we go? It's on WhatsApp group. Okay, nothing from you. Okay, so the data set is on the WhatsApp group. Yeah, you can check the tech community. Yeah, you see there. Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. I think that is going to be. Let me give permission to your mates. Let's see. You can just use emoji. Yeah, thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining the session. Thank you, our instructor Tolani. Thank you so much. God bless you. Bye for now.